What is going on, guys? It's your boy here again, Dean, giving you guys the sickest decks I could find on Japanese Twitter to help us start our deck building process in Omens Eternal. And once again, I want to start this by saying I will be sleeving and uploading videos of every single one of these decks. These are decks that I am actually going to try and play. So, you know, these aren't just like random bullshit decks. So, hopefully we can get these things in action a couple times. And we're finally on Dragon. I know a lot of people are excited for Galmieux. The results on Twitter were... There were a lot of decks, but I wasn't a fan of all of them. And I kind of wanted one... This was a list, like, I was looking through them a bit, and I saw some cards that I liked. So, I thought I would share with you guys. You know, it was a little bit sick. First, we're going to be needing the Light 10U leader. If you don't have this, go buy it. I think it's sold out on TCG Player, so you might have to be paying a lot. If you don't have this, you'll probably draw worse, because everyone knows that Light draws what he needs. Very important. But yeah, let's get into the actual deck, though, and kind of talk about why I liked this list in particular. First, we have Bell Ringer Angel. I just like this card. It pressures our opponent a little bit. Drop it down. We can threaten to Evo it. And it just ups our consistency because with the new cards, we kind of need to like assemble like multiple card combos. And this is like a deck thinner. It's like one less card in our deck if you kind of think about it. Number 2, we got Triple Disciple of Disdain. This is our big combo enabler. 1 mana, 1/2. For 0 mana, we can select a follower on our board, deal 1 damage to it once per turn. This is actually huge for the archetype when you kind of see those. We want to be damaging our own cards, so we need this guy plus other cards, or other cards that ping our own cards. Blazing Breath, we played 3 of this. It's Dragon, of course. This is still one of the best cards in the game. It's been a while. Still good. Disdainful Rending, 1 mana, 1 mana gold card in the new set. It's going to be a spell. Select a follower on our board, and an enemy follower on the field. Deal 1 damage to our follower, and then 3 damage to the enemy follower. This is once again one of our damage enablers, our 1 mana damage enablers. We want to have like some multiple copies of both of these in our hand to be able to get off the full effect of our cards. And for the same reason, you know, these other cards are good. We are playing the eggs, the Dragon's Nest. We can just tap, sack, heal 2. But if we're in overflow, it's a 1 mana cycle. It's going to be able to deck thin, up the consistency of our deck, and kind of get us to our good cards and our combo pieces. We're on Triple Servant of Disdain. If we're in overflow, we get to select another follower on our board, deal 2 damage to it. We select another follower on the board, so this includes our opponents or itself. Like, right, if we have another Disdain follower, we can choose our own. Or if we need to, we can use this as board clear. 2 mana, deal 2. Probably is not going to be killing much, but it might. But regardless, it pings itself. That's what's important because whenever this card takes damage, we draw a card during our opponent's turn. And I'm pretty sure this procs even if it dies, which means if our opponent Blazing Breaths this thing after it hits itself, we're going to begin that draw. We're going to begin that second draw. We're going to be keeping a fat hand. Something that Dragon kind of struggled with in the past is keeping the large hand size. This is definitely going to be a nice thing for Dragon to have, is some deep draw. Triple Dragon Oracle, best card in the game. Triple Surefire Bullet. You're seeing this in all the lists because it slows down those aggro decks, and we are in a mid-range control format, so, you know, we got to be stopping those people that try to not play that way. Total Domination, new card, 2 mana, spell, select a follower on our board. We deal 2 damage to it and each enemy follower on the field. So the big AoE for 2. And if it's a Galmieux, we deal 2 more damage to each enemy follower on the field. The combo is on turn, what is this, 6 or 7 with the orb. We're going to be able to Galmieux and then like grab out this Total Domination, blow up our opponent's board, push some face damage, and just kind of win the game, hopefully, on the spot. That's our goal. And, of course, we also have some other cards to help chip our opponent. That's the Apostle of Disdain, 3 mana, 2/4. During our turn, whenever this follower takes damage, give it +1 attack and storm. And on the evolve side, we're going to be looking at that. It's got a lot of text. We're going to be discarding a card, top checking 5. Among them, we could put 2 Omen cards, add them to our hand, remaining cards in the bottom of our deck, and once again, if it takes damage, we're going to be getting that extra, that extra damage when we do that. So we're on all the Omen cards as 3 ofs. No surprise there. So hopefully we can actually see multiples. What is that? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We have 15 hits in the deck. And we're hoping to see 2 and 5. It hopefully hits. More importantly, it gets the stat bonus. And I think that's an optional effect. So you can choose if you want to or not. But if you can get this guy, you're able to hurt yourself and then get extra damage in. 2 Night's Way. The original list was on 1, but then they had like other cards like Triple Erd, and I said we're on a low curve. Maybe we could play 2 of this. I do like this card. It helps keep our hand size super fat, which is nice because it's going to be allowing us to get more combo pieces or cards to combo with. Like, right, if we get Apostle or Servant of Disdain off of this, then it's like, okay, well, hopefully this guy's in our hand, and then we're able to, get the combo and just deep draw. If you get a second Night's Way, it's not like we're really putting cards on the board, so maybe we're able to push it up later if we ever have the opportunity to. Yeah, this is a card if you really want to. You can cut it. Probably not super important. I just kind of like it. Triple Forte. You're playing Dragon. Double Erd. Once again, in the previous video, what I talked about is Erd is really good into Lysina, and it's really good into... It's really good into Egghaven. So definitely a super good tech card. We're able to ramp, so this thing can come out even a turn earlier than normal. Original list was on 3. If you're like, hey, this Night's Way sucks, you can bump this Erd back up to 3. And then if you still don't like the Night's Way, even as a 1-of, just, I don't know. Like 1-ofs in your deck are probably inconsequential. You could put anything there, and it'll probably be fine. And then finally, the new face of Dragon, the new face of this archetype, that is Galmieux, Omen of Disdain. 5 mana, 5/5, evolve for 2, and during our turn, whenever this follower takes damage, we're able to evolve it for 0. So if, turn 6, or even if this thing like is live magically or something, we got some way to hurt it, we're going to be able to evolve her for free. And then after she has evolved, she becomes a 6/6. And then on evolve, we're able to take a 2 mana Omen card. It's the Servant of Disdain. That is the spell that deals damage. It is the Claw. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Claw. So we're actually at 18 hits though. Nice. And the Disciple, we're able to take any one of those, probably the Claw, or either the deep draw guy or this thing, the board wipe, probably are your best ones. And we're able to play it for 0 mana. And during our turn, whenever this follower takes ability damage, select an enemy follower or enemy leader on the field, deal 3 damage to it. This card is going to be a nightmare for our opponent because if they hit it with a removal spell, they're going to be taking 3 damage if it's end of turn. So they have to deal with it on their turn. And also it's going to be board wiping them. It's going to be pushing the face damage. This is the entire backbone of the new archetype. And what a strong backbone it is. Because it's going to be hopefully like crippling our opponent is the actual goal with this. But yeah, so this is the Galmieux deck that I'm going to be sleeving up first, and I'm going to use as my basis. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. We need the subscribers to go up, and look forward to our Abyss deck coming up next. We've managed to get through a lot of the classes already, and there's only 2 left. Until next time, this is your boy Dean signing out.